You finished reading the paper. Title, abstract, introduction, methods, results, discussion, conclusion. Most students stop here and close the PDF. But one more section sits at the bottom of every paper that almost nobody reads carefully: the reference list. Dozens of citation numbers, easy to skip entirely. This is a mistake. The reference list is a map of where this paper's claims actually came from. There are 4 things you check. The first is recency. A paper that relies heavily on sources from decades ago with very few citations from the last 5 to 10 years is telling you something. Old does not automatically mean weak. Some classic foundational studies remain the right citation decades later, especially in established areas of dentistry. But a modern paper should usually show awareness of the modern evidence too. If it doesn't, especially in a fast-moving area like new materials or techniques, ask why. The second is diversity of sources. Are citations spread across multiple research groups and institutions, or does the list lean on a narrow citation network, a small group of authors who frequently cite one another? Sometimes this simply reflects a specialized field. But sometimes it creates the appearance of broad agreement when the evidence is actually coming from a small circle. Also, check the journals themselves, established names or ones you've never heard of. The third is self-citation. How many references come from the same authors citing their own previous work? Some self-citation is completely normal. Researchers build on their own prior studies, especially in long-term cohorts. The concern is not self-citation by itself. The concern is when self-citation carries the main argument, when a key claim depends mostly on the author's own previous papers, with little independent confirmation from other research groups. Here's a practical example. If a paper claims a new graft material is superior, but most of the supporting references come from the same lab that developed it, that doesn't prove the claim is false, but it means you should go looking for independent studies before fully accepting it. The fourth is using the list as a research tool. If a citation supports a claim you want to understand more deeply, pull that reference directly. It's often the original source. And the most frequently repeated citations across the list are usually the landmark studies that shape the field. Following those backward and forward to see who has cited them since is one of the fastest ways to map an entire body of literature, starting from a single paper. By the end, you should be able to answer 4 questions. Is the evidence current, or is it missing awareness of recent work? Does it draw from a genuinely diverse set of sources, or a narrow network? Does self-citation support background details, or does it carry the paper's main claim? And which references are worth pulling and reading yourself? The reference list won't change what this paper found, but it tells you how solid the ground is that the paper stands on, and hands you the next set of papers to read. Next episode, the warning signs that a paper itself deserves extra scrutiny. Predatory journals, inflated claims, undisclosed conflicts of interest, and the red flags experienced readers spot within the first few minutes. Episode 12, Red Flags, Spotting Weak or Predatory Papers. How to read a scientific paper. Dental depth.